Well, we know you continue to have questions about the vaccine and COVID-19 itself. That's why every week here on 12 News Now at 4, Dr. Jim McDonald from the Rhode Island Department of Health joins us live via Zoom.
Which means he joins us live now. Good to see you, Dr. McDonald.
Brian and Kim, it's great to join you. We're from the dining room today, and how can I help?
We appreciate it. We have a lot of questions. So we know that almost 150,000 Rhode Islanders have tested positive for the virus at this point. There are a few hundred more every day. Where are you in better understanding some of the long-term effects of having COVID or common lingering side effects?
Yeah, long COVID, it's a thing. And, you know, the CDC is going to put out some guidance on this in the case definition, I think, in the coming weeks, which is, quite frankly, something we need. I think we have to remember it's still a new disease. Maybe 1 in 10 people with COVID are having long COVID. That's some of the studies I'm seeing. People with long COVID have symptoms more than 4 weeks after, so they should have recovered by then. Some people report a brain fog, they feel confusion, they maybe are tired, they don't have the exercise tolerance they thought would have. Some people have that loss of smell or taste, so it's still something that's being studied, something we need to learn more about.
Dr. M, earlier this week, Dr. Ashish Jha estimated that the Pfizer shot would receive emergency use authorization for kids 12 to 15, possibly as soon as next month, and that shots could start going into their arms in June. Do you think that's an accurate timeline, and what would your message to parents be who are maybe on the fence about getting their kids vaccinated?
Yeah, I think it is accurate. I think it's very achievable that we can see that happen. I'm actually hoping we're doing it before Memorial Day. I think my message to parents is, if you're concerned about the vaccine, talk to your pediatrician. As a pediatrician myself, what I'm telling my patients is, kids, I want you to get the vaccine. 1, I want to protect your health. 2, I want to protect the people around you. 3, we're all better off in the planet if we stop the spread of this disease. The variants of concern are real. I worry about inducing more variants. The best way to stop this pandemic locally and globally is just get everybody vaccinated.
On a similar topic about vaccinating younger kids, we're hearing about more and more high schools that are going to be offering vaccine clinics, but we're also hearing some concerns now from parents because 17 and 16-year-olds can self-consent to getting the shot. So is this true for all vaccines, and what would you say to parents who are worried that their kid might be making that decision on their own?
Yeah, so 16-year-olds can consent for the COVID vaccine, and this just to me is a great example. As a parent of teenagers and young 20-year-olds myself, it's really important to have a good relationship with your child. You know, in this young adult, you need to talk about things. And I think this is a great time to talk to your kids about what your values are, what you would like to see. And really, when you think about parent-child relationships, it's about trust and it's about respect. One of the things I think it's so important to be a parent of a teenager is they want autonomy. They want to make their own decisions. As a parent, though, we don't want them to get hurt. So we want to guide them. So I think it's a great time to say, look, let's just talk about this stuff. And by the way, if you're not talking to your teenager, you're missing out on the best part of parenting. So go find out what's going on there.
I wonder how many parents would agree with that with teens right now, but it's true. Good point. We can all remember what it was like then. Dr. M, in today's briefing, we also heard that we're at about 66% of eligible Rhode Islanders having received at least one shot. One of the initial targets was to get to about 70%. Do you think that next 4% is going to be a drawn-out process now, though?
You know, I don't think so. Actually, we're still seeing demand being really good. You know, one of the things about Rhode Island is we're seeing open appointments, and I think that's actually okay. We've gotten really good supply in the state. We've been really successful at acquiring vaccine. I think it's a good thing. So I think we're heading in a really positive direction. We're still doing about 10,000 doses a day right now, and I'm seeing the numbers in the younger population go up every day. I watch it very closely, but I still think demand's really robust because I think people get it. One of the things we all need to remember, though, is there is vaccine urgency. I really need people to think about this. Like, I really want all of Rhode Island fully vaccinated by Memorial Day. I know that's a bold goal, but you're impressive people, Rhode Island. I believe in you. So let's all see what we can do. By the way, I think we're going to be at about 1 million total doses just after Mother's Day, and that's something else that's important, too. Mom wants you to get vaccinated, too, so let's work on that.
And Dr. McDonald, very quickly, we have about 20 seconds left. We've surpassed 4 million tests in Rhode Island. How much longer do you think we'll be going to these large testing sites versus going to our doctor's office for a COVID test?
Yeah, it's going to be a while longer. We're going to keep up this robust testing system because we still need it. One of the things we want to do is make you feel welcome in Rhode Island, whether you live here or, or coming out to visit. We just want to keep our testing rolling along a little bit. I think the important thing is it's how we do surveillance. It's still an important part of our approach.
Dr. Jim McDonald from the Rhode Island Department of Health, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us at 4 today.
Thank you. Have a great Thursday.
You too.